Hey, all you zealots and zerglings, it's time for game one between, well, I think you just saw between who? The yellow Protoss wolfpack and the lagging zerg, the lagging red zerg Dunamai. This is game one between these players in the round-robin stage of the 3 West Classic, the little tournament I put together between me and my friends. There certainly is an awful lot of game ones lately. Can't ever seem to get anyone to play a second game, although we did have one completed series, and there's the GLHF from the players. They're all good friends, and oh, we do not have our drones. Oh no, he doesn't have his rally point set, and these drones aren't working. Please rally your drones. That's gonna put him way behind right from the start. He might be. Oh, I think he's too busy scouting. So that is going to be a big deficit right there, and now his scout is, well, maybe we just resent it. And oh, he's just building up drones. Dunamai, look at your drones. You aren't rallied. I mean, I've boned up like this before, but I think I usually discover it before I hit three idle drones. And right now he should have a little indicator here saying he's got 3 idle drones. Oh, and he's just making more drones, and I don't even think... Oh, thank you. That is not a good way to start out your tournament play, because this is his first game. Wolfpack has played 1 or 2 other games. I think 2 games already. But this is going to put Dunamai way behind as it is already. Let me check the income tab. Well, it's equal now, but... Oh, that is not going to be good for his macro at all. We'll see if it makes a difference. He's got a scout in Wolfpack's base, just kind of running it around. Better be careful. He doesn't want to lose it. And once again, this infatuation with just kind of throwing your buildings at the front with not really any particular structure to it. Obviously not a wall off, because all those units just slid right through there, and oh, you gotta bring that drone home if you're gonna do something with it. And is he gonna scout with the probe? Is he sending 2 probes out? He could just send this probe out to scout, and instead he's gonna send out a second probe. Well, this one just chases this drone down. I think the drone will be okay if he pays attention to it. And he does not yet have any tech yet from Dunamai. It looks like he's going for a fast expand, but he's got to be careful, because I guess he knows there's not going to be any sort of cannon rush going on here, because he was in the base, and there is the cybernetics core. And what is he doing with this drone? He's going to get it killed. No, get the drone out of there. Get the drone out of there. Oh, he actually should have made that one into the hatchery, because now he's going to lose that drone. I don't know what he was doing with that drone besides trying to get it killed. And now what's this drone doing here? Where are his drones going? His drone seems a bit confused. So we are now at 17 food. Hatchery's just barely going down. No spawning pool yet, although I can't quite afford it. And it looks like he's going to send that drone back to work. I don't know if he should be making more drones. He's making a spawning pool, and now he's supply blocked. He needs to get an overlord out or a spawning pool down or something. We're about to have a zealot here for Wolfpack. There goes the spawning pool for Dunamai, who just is way behind in this game right now. I mean, he's a 18 food. Does not yet have. He's not producing an overlord. There's producing an overlord. He's 18 food. It's just not looking good right now. We'll have to see if he can get it back together before Wolfpack runs in and destroys him. Although Wolfpack is more of a macro player, I would say. He likes to sit back and bunker himself in, turtle up, and then just push out with a massive force. At least that's what I've usually seen from him. That's why we call him Fort Knox. That's why I call him Fort Knox. I don't think anyone else calls him Fort Knox, which is really disappointing. I go to all these effort to come up with these nicknames, and no one bothers using them. That is okay. It looks like Dunamai does have his expansion up. Doesn't have nearly enough drones to saturate it. He is starting to get his queen out. No zerglings yet, but I wouldn't blame him if he keeps an eye. Well, he really should take the watchtower. Well, that one's taken, so he can see if an attack's coming, because he really needs to drone up hard. Check I guess he's only down 1, but if Wolfpack is chrono boosting out his probes, which looks like he may have been previously, yep, he's. Oh no, he's chrono boosting out his warp gate technology now, but you can use that chrono boost to really boost your probe count. So until he gets that queen up, which the queen is almost up, and now getting a roach warren before the queen is even out. I don't know if I've ever seen that before, but it could be powerful. Roaches can do pretty well against gateway, if you get the right numbers. But it's just when the Robotech comes out, that's when it starts becoming a problem. And getting a spine crawler, that might not be a bad idea, as he is behind. He probably could use as much defense as possible so he can save himself from having to get too many units right now, because he really needs to macro up and try to get back into this game. He's still down, and now he's supply blocked again. Oh, that is not good. Now he's going for his lair tech. He really needs to... he almost needs to pump out another Overlord just to try to catch up, I think. He's down 35 to 28. I'm worried. I'm a little concerned. Wolfpack's still going to have an expansion uphill. No problem holding this because Dunamai has no army out yet whatsoever. Getting a second spine crawler and putting out 3 roaches. I'm not sure about getting the Zergling speed, considering he teched directly to roaches. That might have been a waste of resources. I'm not entirely sure. And he's also got a lot. He's also got a lot of gas. I think he could have held off on the second gas because he's not really using it. He can't really pump out that many roaches, so I think he could have survived on 1 gas for a little while longer. See how much has he mined out of there? 2,100. Looks like he got these gas about the same time, which I think was too early, considering he's really behind. He needs to get his minerals up. He needs to be making another Overlord right now. And Wolfpack, not got that saturated. He's got quite a bit here. He could probably transfer a few of these down to his expansion. And he is still making probes, although he doesn't really need to be queuing them up. They're like, ooh, he's getting a little backlog, but I guess it's okay. He could probably start using his Chrono Boost out on his probes if he's not using it on anything else. Well, he's using it here, but he can use it on both Nexuses. Both Nexuses do have Chrono Boost on them, and getting a Forge out. And we do see some attacking units for Dunamai coming out. We check the units tab. He has 10 Zerglings and 3 roaches, so kind of going for whoa. And did I just miss a pylon getting sniped? Oh, it looks like Dunamai did snipe a proxy pylon. I'm not sure what it was doing up there. It wasn't really in position for him to do any sort of harassment or aggression, so I was just kind of a lost pylon, which will help. It did supply block Wolfpack for a little bit, help Dunamai catch up. And now he's taking out that watchtower, so hopefully he's clawing his way back into this game, and we see an observer out. I did not even see... Whoa, 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 whoa! Infestation Pit and a Spire, and getting Ventral Sacks for Overlords. That's... Is he going for an Overlord drop while he's getting a Spire? I'm not really sure what build he's going here right now. And we're getting level 1 attack here for Wolfpack. Now he's getting a little bit of better saturation. Although he's got a lot of minerals built up, he probably could start putting down some more production facilities. He's not doing anything with his Robo right now. Okay, there he's getting some more gateways. That's good. He could be doing something with his Robo. I'm not sure if he knows what's coming, but we do have some Zerglings coming down here. What do we have to defend it? There are some Zealots and a Sentry and a Stalker. They might be enough, although his army is kind of spread out. And Zerglings, if they're going to try to focus down the Stalker, the Zealots are going to shoot up pretty quick. They would need to get out of there, and they will. So that's 1 Stalker. I don't know if it was quite worth the cost. I didn't see quite how many Zerglings went down. Oh, is he going to run right into the main base? Yes, he is, and there's not anything there to defend it, and he couldn't even... He should have used the Sentry maybe to block the ramp, and now he's going to go into the probe line. And this could be exactly what he needs to get back into this game. And I don't think that force field did much. It almost trapped some Zerglings, but didn't exactly do what he needed it to do, and that might be time... it might be time to get out of there. There's a lot of Zealots there. You don't want to lose more than you have to. You've given yourself a little bit of a boost in this game, and he is ahead in the food count now, but supply blocked again. Please tell me he's making an Overlord. He's not making an Overlord. And Ventral Stacks is almost complete, so he will be able to move his units very, very slowly for a drop. So I'm not sure why he got the Ventral Stacks, but he will be able to slow drop Wolfpack at his leisure. And now getting a Greater Spire. I'm not even sure why he got that Overlord drop. Was that maybe that was a misclick? He didn't mean to get that, but he's now getting a Greater Spire, which will be great against the coming Colossus. I mean, it might be a good idea for Wolfpack to get out Colossus, but he has an observer out. It might behoove him to scout with it a little bit. And, well, I don't know if taking an expansion is what's considered scouting. And these Zerglings, I guess they're kind of snooping around. But nobody's taken a third base yet, which I think both players could probably use, although they're not really using their... Well, now he's getting some more gas up, which is good. The first gas was early. These might have been a little bit late, especially if he's going for Broodlords. And getting the adrenal glands for his Zerglings. Does he even have any other Zergling upgrades? No other Zergling upgrades. I don't think I've ever seen anyone get adrenal glands without a single Zergling upgrade other than the speed, obviously. So that is definitely different. And his Greater Spire is almost ready. If he wants to use it, he's going to need to get some Corruptors out. But this is going to be the earliest I've ever seen Broodlords. And there's nothing to handle it right now. There's one... He has one unit in his army that can shoot up. And he's not going to have time to get out the Stalkers to do anything about it. And without Blink, those Stalkers are not going to help him at all. Unless he gets a whole ton of Stalkers. And I'm getting Burrow. I am just not following this string of upgrades right now. I mean, Ventral Sacs, Adrenal Glands, Burrow, Greater Spire. And he's taking a third base. He could probably get his Zerglings to bust down these rocks, but it looks like he's going to take out this third base for Wolfpack pretty handily. There's no way Wolfpack's going to get anything up here in time to stop it. He is going to cancel that. I don't think that probe has any chance of escape right now. And the Colossus will soon be out, but there's not a lot of a ground army for them to shoot at. Oh, he does have one Colossus out. It does have the +1 attack, which allows them to do 17 damage times 2. They do have 2 attacks, and that 17 damage applies to each attack. So that is very powerful, and I think that's almost enough to one-shot a Zergling, which I believe have 35 health. Yeah, that's almost enough to one-shot a Zergling, especially with no armor upgrades. And he's just kind of scouting around for bases, which is a good thing to do with your speedlings. That's what they are there for. He does have some Corruptors out now. Does not have nearly the gas to make any Broodlords. He definitely needs to take. He definitely needs to take a third. Well, he's taking a third base. He definitely needs to get Geysers on these instantly, and he gets his Zerglings to break down these rocks. And we do have a force moving out here for Wolfpack. And if there are no Broodlords here, I don't think Dunamai has anything to stop this. He does not have enough with 2 Colossus in here and a Sentry that could possibly put up some force fields. This is going to be brutal. He's got no Broodlords on the way. There's no way they're going to be in here in time for an attack. But a counterattack would be very effective. All these Photon Cannons will put a quick stop to that. They will two-shot the Zerglings. It'll be hard for him to get around it unless he comes around this back way, which would be exactly what he needs to do. And this big ball, well, this medium-sized ball is moving around. It's going to be here soon. And there's one Broodlord on the way, which will... I don't think it's going to be enough. He does have some Stalkers in here now. But the Broodlord, if he focuses down the Broodlord, then this battle could be over quickly. He just does not have the gas to make more Broodlords. Well, he does a little bit of gas. He's got to be careful. You got to pull these Roaches back. You got to wait for your Broodlord. You got to wait for your Broodlord. The Roaches are going to get completely slaughtered, and this Broodlord is not going to kill things as fast as he would like. And there's no more Broodlords on the way. There's no units on the way. The Corruptors will do a good job of taking out these Colossi, but he's got 14 Zerglings on the way. They might come just in time, but it looks like he will lose this expansion. Nothing he can do to save it. But now he's cleaned up. Wolfpack's mostly cleaned up his army, and once these Zerglings spawn, I think he'll be able to fend this off. Oh, now he's got an influx of gas to make some more Broodlords. And oh, pull your drones back. You don't want to get them killed. And just one Broodlord is just not killing these Zealots fast enough. But these more Broodlords are coming. I don't know. It might be a good idea for Wolfpack to pull these Zealots out of here, because once these Broodlords pop, they have very little chance of escape. And oh, here comes a Stargate now. Which, oh, careful about your Roaches. Although these Roaches probably do a lot of damage there. You need to get your Broodlords following these guys. Get your Broodlords in here. And so that'll be the end of these Zealots. He's going to try to rush out a Stargate, which should have plenty of time to get something down there, because these Broodlords will take forever to get to the bottom of the map. And throwing up some extra Spine Crawlers, it looks like. He needs to retake this expansion as quickly as possible. He's going to need the resources if he's going to go Broodlords, definitely. And actually, I'd like to... Oh, now getting Immortals out. Apparently, he figures the Colossi aren't going to do anything, but the Immortals aren't going to do anything much more against the Broodlords. And got a ton of minerals. He could probably just pump out... Well, actually, I don't know how much larva he has. He has... Looks like 8 or 9 larvae there. 6 larvae there. Pump out some... I don't know, pump out some zerglings. He needs to get another hatchery up. It looks like he's about to get the hatchery up. Stargate... Wow, pumping out another army. So I guess the big mad zergling rush isn't going to do much, because there is quite a sizable force here, but they will not do anything against the broodlords if they can't focus them down. But there are a few stalkers in there. And it's just a matter, I think just Dunamai just needs to get big enough of a ground army to protect his broodlords, and he could win this. But the Stargate should be up. It's not producing anything yet, and he's going to need to produce something quickly. He's going to need Void Race pretty quick, but I don't think he's going to get enough out, depending on whether or not Dunamai converts these into broodlords. If he keeps them as corruptors, he could do pretty well against Wolfpack's air force that he might get out. Now getting an Ultralisk Den? Dunamai, you do not have the resources to support an Ultralisk Den right now. You barely had enough money for the broodlords. Oh, when he lost those larvae there, he could have produced something out of those before the creep died. And especially since he's not getting any upgrades for his ground, his broodlords are going to not be very good. He's got no upgrades right now. And now we're getting Phoenix. I don't know about that. The corruptors will absolutely destroy the Phoenix. And there are a couple of Mutalisks in there, but if he keeps them with the corruptors, then there's absolutely nothing that Phoenix can do. And it looks like he's about ready to strike. That Phoenix will be here just in time, but it's not going to be able to do anything. Where's the broodlords going? Okay, they're just getting a better position. And the attack commences. And honestly, I think Wolfpack could just counterattack right now and win this. And, yep. Oh, and now the Stargate's unpowered, and he just lost his air support. And, oh, what is this broodlord doing? Oh, terrible positioning. He got his broodlord way out of position and lost it. So he's got to be careful now, because there's a lot of stalkers there. But now Wolfpack is supply blocked. He is taking a third now. Has he busted down? He's not even busted down. He had the whole army sitting there, and he did not bother to bust down the rocks. Well, he's got to be. Those stalkers got to be careful. If he he's gonna retreat his broodlords? That was interesting. The Stargate was out of power. There was no way he could do anything. You could just sit here and snipe these stalkers pretty well. I'm not really sure what his incentive was for retreating, unless he was afraid there was a bigger air army coming. Which is the only thing I can think of. It's really dangerous to take his broodlords out over open ground. If these stalkers hunted him down, that would be terrible. And as that looks like the Ultralisk Cavern is done. Not yet getting the kite in his plating. So I'm not really sure. Ton of minerals. And he needs to get some people in gas here, especially if he's going to go Broodlord Ultralisk, because that would be an interesting combination. I don't think I've ever seen someone go Broodlord Ultralisk, but here come the Ultralisks now. No upgrades, which is not good for an Ultralisk. And an awful lot of stalkers. So I don't know if this is going to work. One Immortal. More Immortals would be good against Ultralisk, but he obviously doesn't know that they're coming. But he does have an Observer following this army, which could be very bad. Oh, here comes the Stalker force. These Broodlords are in deep trouble, although he gets the forces are split up. It's going to let him get some free kills on these Stalkers that are not really fighting back right now. Oh, but now he's losing his Corruptors. You need to bring more armies than that right now. You don't want your Broodlords to die. They were a huge investment, considering you're only on 3 base and barely at that. And another unit out of position. I don't know where that came from. And that Observer is just following his units around. Whatever happened to his Overseer? He left his Overseer here, so he can't spot for that Observer. And there's a lot of Stalkers and Zealots here. If he just moves in and out, he could do a lot of damage. Although the Ultralisks are out now, I don't know if this is enough, and they really need to not go out there on their own. He's got to keep them with his army. He has to keep them with his army. And this isn't the best engagement zone because it's a major choke. This is exactly what Wolfpack wants him to do. And I think this whole force is going to go down. He may inflict a lot of damage on Wolfpack, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And down goes one Ultralisk. Down goes a second Ultralisk. He did get rid of most of the Stalkers, which will be good for his Broodlords. There are a lot of Zealots left and just a couple of Stalkers. Now would be the time to bring in the Broodlords, which are just going to camp out here at the 3rd. So I don't know. Both of them are very, very cautious about committing too much to an attack. Oh, he's got an observer in this base too. We definitely need to get some detection here, Dunamai. If he came at you with Dark Templars, you would be in big trouble right now. And when you check the units lost, looks like Dunamai's a little bit ahead. And we check the income, looks like they're about equal. They need a ton of more harvesters, although I know Dunamai has a ton of minerals right now. Not a lot of gas. He probably needs a fourth base just to get some gas if he wants to keep supporting Ultralisks and Broodlords. And now splitting off this small force. Like, okay, he's going to start taking down the rocks here so he can take this gold. Although he could have been taking the rocks down here, so these are an interesting place photon cannons, considering there's nothing that can come through here. They're all going to come from this way. So I'm not sure about the positioning of that. And getting more corruptors out. Is he getting corruptors for air, or is he getting corruptors because he wants to make more broodlords? I've never seen Ultralisk and broodlords used together with one player. Team play, yeah, sure, I've seen it before, but never just as one player doing it off of 3 bases, no less. And neither player seems to be... Oh, now we're getting Overlord's speed, which I still don't know why he got his ventral sacks out, because he hasn't used them yet, unless I missed a drop somewhere. I'm pretty sure I didn't. And now getting out another Phoenix. Looks like he's going to retry this Air Force. Has he gotten any other air units out? No, not yet. And using his Zerglings to scout for any expansions. There's nothing there, but he needs to be considering taking expansion of his own. He's about to be down in expansion. That's not going to be good for him. Although Wolfpack could be a lot better saturated. He could be taking those gases. This one, I guess, is probably okay. Oh, he only got 1 harvester on gas there and 4 there, so he's got total imbalance there. And I guess Wolfpack's now going to scout this bait. Neither player has taken it in a while. And yes, looks like we are getting more Broodlords, so Dunamai does not want anything that can shoot up, apparently. And yeah, he's got some Corruptors, but I don't know if those are going to be turned into Broodlords later, or they're just going to be escorts, or what. And oh, these Zerglings, gotta be careful. There's a lot of Zealots there, and yeah, he needs to pull those out. But it is going to allow him to see that this gold expansion is taken. And now he does have I don't know if he can quite see. He can see a little bit of the army there. He might want to bring his Broodlords in just to kind of peek around. And now he was going to be taking out his expansion. Use your Ultralisks on that. There you go. They'll take it down in no time for you. And he might want to kind of poke in here and see what kind of army he's got here. If he could take that out, that'd be putting him in a good position and kind of give him some control over this side of the map, which he currently doesn't have. Where are those Broodlords going now? They're retreating back to home? Not really sure what this army positioning is trying to indicate. And that observer is just following the Broodlords around. So we definitely have sort of a macro-heavy game, although not a very fast macro. Neither player is maxed out yet, and we are almost at the 30-minute mark. Now maybe the Broodlords are coming out. Oh, careful, careful, poke in there, and now he's getting some Broodlords in there. And apparently his computer can't take that much. Oh, careful with your Stalkers. Oh, send in the Ultralisks. That'll clean this up quickly. So that's going to clean up this army up here. Ultralisks and Broodlords together. Never thought I'd see it. Does he have, oh, he does have 2 armor on it, so he did finally get some upgrades on that. And pull back, pull back, pull back to your Broodlords. Let them do some damage. Oh, and he's doing a good job of trying to focus down the Broodlords as best he can. And he needs to be pumping out more units. He needs to forget the Ultralisk right now. He needs some units to defend these Broodlords, because once they have no ground support, they're sitting ducks for these Stalkers, and that would be a huge loss. Yeah, and now all these Stalkers are dead, or all these Broodlords are going to be dead now. Might as well escape as quickly as you can. Just sitting here, they're going to die. He's going to try to rally some troops. This is not enough. His Broodlord, yeah, and there's his last Broodlord. Stalkers are no longer focusing him down, however. And no one's focusing down the Zamoro either, which is going to do a number on these Ultralisks. So I think Wolfpack has this. He can just push in and win right now if he wants. He's taking care of the Brood Lords. He had his Observer following it forever, so he knows there's nothing else. Now he's going to take out this third. Those 2 queens are not going to be enough. They could be putting a pylon up here so they can reinforce this. And I think this is going to be it. Dunamai just doesn't seem to have the ability to... I don't think he's... I mean, he can pump out a ton of Zerglings and do something with all these minerals, but I bet he doesn't have the larva for it. He's got 2 larvae there. 1 larva there. So yeah, he doesn't have the larva to stop this right now, and this is not enough units to do it. Oh, and sniping a Overlord for good measure. That's not... It's nowhere near supply capping him right now. Yeah, and it looks like Wolfpack is considering moving in with this force, so I think this is going to be it. He just needs to get a pylon up here to reinforce. Anyway, is he sending any probes up here? I'm not seeing any probes. He's just rallying everyone from his base. Keep pushing in. You don't want to give him anything. And now we're throwing out a Baneling's Nest. It is way too late for this. You can't. There's no way you're going to be able to pump out enough Zerglings to even make the Banelings that you need. This is, and this Ultros is misrallied and did not even get a shot off. So I think it's just a matter of time now before we get the GG here from Dunamai. I guess he's going to try to sneak an expansion, but all it's going to do is delay the inevitable at this point. If he couldn't build up enough of an army off of 3 bases to take this on, sneaking out an expansion is not going to do it. So looks like he's gonna stick it out till the end. But it's quite obvious now that game 1 is gonna go to Wolfpack, which means Dunamai will pick the map for game 2 as soon as he realizes that. So hopefully we'll eventually everyone will play their game 1 and we'll have to get a game 2. So I hope you enjoyed yet another game 1 in the 3 West Classic. Lots of games left to play. There's plenty of games left in the round robin stage, and then after that we set the placements, the seedings for the bracket stage, which will actually be a best of 5. Oh, and there's going to be the GG from Dunamai. So I hope you enjoyed this game, and have a day.